Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a grand and magnificent kingdom. Everyone in this kingdom lived happily and peacefully. But their greatest wish was to have a princess. The entire kingdom had been waiting for a baby for years. So, what kind of princess do you think was born in this kingdom? Let's discover her together. And finally, one day, the queen had a baby. News spread across the entire kingdom. The newborn princess, with her golden hair and sparkling eyes, was so beautiful that she enchanted everyone. The king and queen were so happy that they organized a grand celebration. But just then, an unexpected guest appeared. Who could this be? It was the evil sorceress Maleficent. She stormed into the palace, and everyone looked at her in fear. Maleficent spoke in an angry voice. "You forgot to invite me. So, I have brought you a gift." Then, raising her hand, she cast her curse. On her 16th birthday, the princess will touch a spindle and fall into a deep sleep. What do you think? Can the princess escape this curse? Why do you think Maleficent was so angry? Years passed, and the princess grew into a beautiful young woman. She was so curious that there was no place she hadn't explored. But one day, she decided to visit the old tower that everyone had forbidden her from entering. As the princess stepped into the dark tower, she saw an old woman inside. The woman was spinning thread at an ancient spinning wheel. The princess curiously asked, "What is this?" The old woman smiled and pointed to the thread. "Come and try it. It's so much fun." The princess reached out her finger, and at that moment, she touched the spindle. Her eyes grew heavy, her head spun, and suddenly she collapsed to the ground. The curse had come true. What do you think will happen now? Who will save the princess? Do you think this curse will really last forever? Years later, in a distant kingdom, a brave prince heard the tale of Sleeping Beauty. He decided to rescue her. But reaching the palace was not so easy. Thorny bushes blocked his way, and a gigantic dragon stood before him. Do you think the prince will be able to overcome these challenges? And finally, the prince reached the palace. He saw Sleeping Beauty lying in bed. Her eyes were closed and she was in a deep sleep. But she was still breathing. The prince gently kissed the princess, and suddenly her eyes opened. Sleeping Beauty had awakened. The curse was broken. At that moment, the palace filled with joy and happiness. The king and queen shed tears of joy, and the prince and princess lived happily ever after. Do you think true love can really break any curse? And so, another fairy tale comes to an end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video for more fairy tales.